What up gamers, Fencer here, and welcome back to Girls Frontline 2 Exilium. So, here we go, leader. Huh? Were you just spacing out? Come to think of it, you've been a little out of it ever since we came back from the red zone. Time for Vepli to take the stage. I'll sing a love song for you, leader. Don't just start singing out of nowhere. You think you're a Disney princess or something? Wow, they had to... So Disney is canon to Girls Frontline, alright. Yeah, I like how they had to censor that because, you know, they don't own a copyright to it. You think you're a Disney princess? All right, I love that. Wow. But if you're sad, singing is the best way to chase your bad feelings. It's like a magic spell. That's how it always is in anime and cartoons. As the two of them go back and forth, Groza vigorously shakes her head, like she's trying to calm herself. The most important thing right now is to take care of what's in front of her. At the very least, she needs to finish up the task that the commander gave her before thinking about other things. Sorry, my neural cloud was occupied by other things just now. In any case, to ensure the safety of everyone aboard the Elmo, I need to check the sextants before making my decision. Krolik shrugs. She doesn't fully agree with Groza's point of view, but she trusts her leader enough to not to protest any further. Once again, Groza brings up the analysis report Dandelion left behind in an attempt to learn something from it. Of course, she's read it so many times that all she can do now is try to extract even the smallest scraps of information from any place she can. Just as she is reading the reports again, a footnote of a section of destroyed contents draws her attention. It was probably preserved whole because it was not an important part of the neural logs. She opens the document and reads it. Test subject notes. Model redacted. Redacted project development unit has no initial redacted personality preset, has undergone ego growth, and has currently developed an independent redacted personality. No obvious defects detected in redacted. Perceives self as overall executor of the redacted. Currently in charge of the redacted, transferring for quasi-full immune individual recovery. Performance is excellent compared to other products of the same cohort and possesses a psyche with human-like thought patterns. Initial observation suggests satisfaction of the criteria for the redacted experiment. It looks like the person who handled this information was very cautious. Even a footnote like this in Sexton's base layer was thoroughly scrubbed. Even so, Groza has still gained some valuable clues from this. Satisfaction of experimental criteria. I have never heard anything about third-generation dolls being test subjects. Test subjects? You mean like that Pinky? Groza has obviously noticed that. However, Helena is a quasi-fully immune individual, which means that that one can still speculate on her experimental uses. However, what exactly is the objective of experiments conducted on a doll like Sexton's? Seemingly interested in Groza's discovery, Krolik tries to make sense of the message like Groza is doing. Naturally, she has no idea what it's talking about. What the heck? It doesn't make any sense. Why are her brain pathways so weird? No wonder she pissed me off so much. Still, since we know there's something like this in her neural logs, there might also be other things like this in a deeper place. But under the conditions, we won't be able to analyze her further, right? The equipment on the Elmo can't manage that level of neural cloud restoration. Actually, there is another way. We could directly connect her to level 3 base layer and obtain her neural cloud information that way. Her level 3? Leader, are you seriously going to connect your mind to someone as scary as her? Indeed. But if we get counter-hacked, I won't. Dandelion has analyzed her neural cloud. If the risks of something like that existed, she would have popped up to warn me beforehand. I don't trust that Diner Gate rider one bit. Well, since the commander trusts her, and it's the only way we have to figure out why Sextons showed up here. Krolik, I'll need help from you and Vepley to enter Sextons level 2. I just uploaded a neural backup to the cloud. If anything happens, cut the connection immediately. Alright, leader. Don't force yourself if you run into anything. Don't worry, I understand. Nemesis, you're in charge of minding Sexton's frame. Nemesis nods silently. Alright, let's begin. Groza reaches out and connects to Sexton's neural cloud. Since the data in there has been wiped, she meets with no resistance when entering. A flash of pale blue light darts through Sexton's eyes. The exposed mechanical endostructure makes their opening and closing look a little scary. As a faint spark crackles at the end of the severed power cable, her eyes open again. Nemesis immediately raises her gun and goes to the highest alert level. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I guess that's why we're going to fight Sextons here. We got a battle here now. Leader, her level 2 is open. We'll help you break her firewall now. You'll have to go into her level 3 alone, leader. Be careful. Yeah, I'll be fine. I mean, yeah, this should be easy, I would say. Combat start. Just let auto battle, because she'll probably be like very low level, and I can just take her on like very easily. Yeah, so Sextons is a very curious character. But there we go. Just one little stab. Oh snap, what the heck? Wait, what? What was that? Wait, I just saw like Groza appear. I just like Ulrid destroy Groza after destroying Sextons. What the heck? So this is the base layer of a 3rd gen doll. Groza continues advancing through the endless fog. The neural wipe has caused the landscapes that represent Sextons data modules to take on a bizarre, twisted forms. Yeah, I don't know if that was like a glitch or not, like just seeing Ulrid just take down Groza. I don't know if that's supposed to mean, like, if it's on purpose, I don't know if that's supposed to mean that, like, Sextons is, I guess, you know, kind of like with Helena, where there's like multiple Helenas. You think in a way it's like a variant of Sextons, or like an upgrade of Sextons, like the, I guess like the, going from Groza to Sextons, like the, I guess the robot manufacturer model thing. I don't know. I have no idea. She tries to extract useful data, but her search remains fruitless even after looking for a long time. Before her lies a fathomless darkness, as well as an unending void. Just as she is about to give up, she hears a voice. The voice seems to be coming from far away, muffled, and even a little distorted. Who are you? Why have you come here? Are you like me? Do you have insoluble doubts too? Can you answer my questions? Your questions? Why exactly was I born? Were all my efforts destined to be futile? Was I born only to die? I don't know. Silence. I need to know more in order to resolve your confusion. Silence. Why exactly was I born? Were all my efforts destined to be futile? Was I only born to die? The questions in this level 3 space fills Groza's mind. She keeps moving forward, as though she's trying to escape the voice. It grows more and more distant, until finally vanishes into the void. Is that neural fragments she left behind? Although she can't tell where she's going, Groza has the feeling that she's headed somewhere to despair deeper. After passing through another patch of fog, a blurry scene appears before her. Oh, what the heck? It seems like some kind of hall. Lights come on over her head, like a pair of inquisitive eyes. Isn't this the United States, like, church area, or not? Yeah, that's them, right? We did it. Made from the effort of countless humans, built from the piles of gold and collapsed pieces. A combination of cutting-edge next-generation technologies, the supreme expression of all autonomous dolls. An incomparable elite product. Third generation doll. Third generation doll. Is that me? The voice keeps going. Comprehensive, fast, strong. No single word can describe this product. Backed by an all-encompassing database and ever-shifting algorithms, she will use the world's most intelligent brain and its finest weapons to perpetually perfect herself. And in the end, she will cast off her shell and become an entity that surpasses all. There is a loud and sustained applause as the voice grows distant. The scene before Groza becomes clear instead. Groza is not unfamiliar with this sensation. It's like when a doll's ego develops within its neural cloud, like a seed germinating within its level 3 base layer, feeling around its sensory modules for nutrients, breaking through into the data flows of level 2, before blossoming into the metallic skeleton, muscle fibers, superconductive organs, and resin skin of level 1. She has almost forgotten this feeling, but now she is slowly recalling it. That's right, I am an entity that will surpass all. I will become the strongest doll. No, not just a doll. I will become a new form of life that is close to humanity as one can be. No, I will surpass humanity itself. I am the ultimate life form. Groza silently listens to Sexton's voice as it becomes clearer and clearer. Something seems to be growing in the void, a crystalline substance that reflects a faint light and finally comes to a halt in front of Groza. She tries to grab it, but it shatters instead before quickly reforming. The scene before her, whoa, changes to a lavish office. Velvet curtains hang from the ceiling and spill onto the ground before a set of full-height windows. Sexton emerges from the shadows and stops in front of the curtains, bathing in the sunlight that shines into this room and looking down on the city beneath her. Behind her, the sound of footsteps approaches and a low voice speaks. It seems to belong to someone else, yet it also seems to be Sexton's own voice. Ooh. The god who made you is dead. His spirit shall be reborn in your body. You shall become an avatar of truth and morality, creating the standards of power and values. You will own all, control all. Unbound by rules, you shall become the greatest being in the world. You will gain absolute freedom and look down upon all existence. You will endure the purest of pain, and from your suffering shall be forged the most unbending will. You will bear the seeds of infinite possibility and become a grail that can carry worlds. Sexton slowly turns and raises an arm, bowing before that form in the void in her usual way. As you wish, Your Excellency. The room vanishes into nothingness. Okay. So the voice was also like Sexton's too, right? I'm just wondering if like maybe that's the creator that made that Sextons that we know in her likeness, maybe. So there's like a human Sextons and a robot Sextons that she made. If it's like her own voice, I'm not sure. The object hovering before her gradually takes form like a ball of light. It connects to the entire void. Groza doesn't know how to describe it. There seems to be something like this in her own base layer, but it was nowhere as clear and bright as she is seeing now. What she's seeing now. Whoa. Then the light scatters the void and illuminates everything. I did it. I have finally become the most perfect life form in the world. I can transcend the shackles of consciousness, the limitations of intelligence, even time itself. Okay. I feel like maybe she's overestimating her abilities, because, I mean, I don't know. It's just, hold on, let me fix my headset. There we go. Yeah, I feel like she's, I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure how she's the ultimate life form. I mean, she is strong, but I feel like she she might be going overboard. But I can surpass all those chains that once bound humanity. No, not yet. This is not enough. Groza suddenly feels a stabbing pain in her brain. No, doll shouldn't feel pain, so what is this? No, don't. Yeah. Pants heavily. Why? Why am I feeling pain? Why? What are you doing to me? I told you, right? You will endure the purest of pain. Stop it. Stop it. You can't do this to me. I'll, I'll die. Wouldn't dying be worth it if you could become a god? No. No. But the cough, my bad. Oh, actually, that's perfect. I should probably cough for real, but that's gone now. Yeah. I don't want to become the god you're talking about. Man, a man is a rope stretched between the animal and the Superman. And the Superman, a rope over an abyss. Okay, they can say Superman if they're trying to refer him to, I forgot his name, like his Kryptonian name, but the actual Superman from from DC. But they'll censor Disney. I don't know. Now walk this rope and accept your evolution, O Grail. Amidst the pain, Groza opens her eyes, trying to make sense of what is happening before her. So yeah, I'm guessing this is the... Well, yeah, it is the memories of Sextons, and I think what happened to her is that she tried to escape from, like, I guess, becoming the god because it hurts. And that is why we see her, like, the way she is right now. Because, you know, she tried running away, and then maybe over time she started to deteriorate and stuff. She is inside the lab. Two lab-coated human researchers seem to be working on something. One of them seems to be leisurely sitting back in an armchair, arms folded, and looking at her in amusement. The other seems to be moving between several terminals. With every operation on the terminal, Groza feels a multitude of extreme sensations flash through her neural cloud. This is heck. This is heaven, and it is also the world of men. Increase the output. Are you sure you want to do that? Her neural cloud will completely break down. Her neural cloud isn't important. Even the loftiest grail between the gold is nothing more than a container used to hold the essence of the divine. All our experiment need is his body that can fuse with that. Whoa. That's new. I've never seen like the enlarged text over here. Is also Sexton's a bit zoomed in too? Yeah, she looks more close up than before. But crack. Something breaks. Groza feels herself falling to the void. She tumbles down through the abyss for a long time, until space and time itself loses all meaning for her. And finally, she hits the ground hard and passes out. OTS-14. Groza. What? Groza. Oh, okay. Okay, it was a real-life voice. Groza opens her eyes. Whoa, the eyes. Yeah, speaking of eyes, yeah, that's the one I saw, right? That one time, like, I think in the previous event, she had that for like a split second and then it went back to normal. It was kind of freaky. Commander? Oh, I am here. Okay. Thank goodness. You're functioning again. Wow, okay, hold on. Am I really here? Wait, that was fast. Dang. So hold on, I need to see that dialogue again. Well, I guess I don't think I can go all the way back, right? Like to the very beginning of the mission here? Yeah, because like... Didn't it say that this scene was like before... Was it before like we talked to the commander? I don't remember. Like if it is, then I'm guessing this takes place after. Well, no, it can't be because she's out. Okay, I'm guessing all this took place after because I thought I saw somewhere where it took place sometime before or something. I don't know. But yeah, thank goodness you're functioning again. Your neural cloud was so badly damaged, I thought I'd never be able to fix it. Groza looks around and finds that she is inside with unfamiliar vehicle. Outside, the scenery rapidly recedes into the distance, and the sand dunes and clear blue sky indicates that a collapse storm has just passed. Now her eyes are back to normal. Meanwhile, the bay she is currently in is empty, except for the repair pod that she occupies, which glows with a faint light. This is the Elmo. Do you remember this place? The Elmo. I found you in an abandoned quarry nearby. So, do you still remember why you ended up here? Groza tries her best to retrieve the relevant information from her neural logs. Why was she at this abandoned quarry? Does she still remember? She can't remember. Does she really not remember? There is nothing in her neural cloud. Everything is blank. Oh no, wait, I don't think this is real. I think this is the past. I think this is like the way past. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I have arrived yet. Okay, so this is still taking place before the... I think it still might be, because I thought I remember seeing that it was before Groza made contact with the commander or something, or got the orders from the commander. I don't know. Really? So are you still in Griffin? Yeah, okay, so I think this is when they first, I guess, meet in a way. Is it? It is interesting, because, like, you know, like, the commander called her Groza, but I thought in the first game, they called them by their gun name, which I guess is OTS 14. But Groza's also a gun too, right? I feel like I've seen, I guess, Groza being used as a gun in another game. I forgot which one. But I thought like they would like rename themselves in this game, right? But yeah, I think this is their first time they're meeting. Or like, you know, I guess, you know, at the start of the Elmo stuff, I guess. A Griffin, what's that? Looks like your memory modules might have been damaged. Never mind, the past doesn't matter anymore. You can stay here and rest for now. We'll worry about the rest some other time. Thank you, Commander. Wait a minute, you remember me? You're the Commander. So you only remember me, huh? Maybe your module balls took varying levels of damage. Looks like you're fully charged now. Want to stand up and see if you can move around? The door to the repair bay opens. Groza stands there dumbly, looking at the man who's holding her hand out to her. She reaches out a hand out to him as well. She remembers the sensation, this warmth, and suddenly, her outstretched hand transforms into a knife. Whoa. Oh, even the noise. And she stabs the person in front of her. Ew. Just how many stabs is she making to the commander? Bright red blood splashes everywhere, staining Groza's visual modules. Jeez, dude, this is getting scary. I'm actually getting kind of scared now. This is like some Doki Doki Literature Club stuff, like how everything feels different. No, 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 Commander. Crackle, crackle, snap. Leader, leader. Groza opens her eyes. She is dazed for a moment. When she comes to her senses, she realizes that she's lying on the floor of the Elmo's deck. It is the same repair bay as before, but compared to her dream, there are more machines here and many more familiar faces. Okay, I think she's awake for real this time. Hey, that was kind of scary, man. Like, I'm just wondering if they were gonna do a jump scare, because like, you know, they were doing something different where at first with sextants they would, you know, make things more close up or bigger or whatever, and then now with the whole like the text changing color, and then we got to see red. Yeah, that was a bit like, yeah, that was a bit different. One of them in particular is gazing at her with dewy eyes. Mailing, leader, thank goodness you're okay. I thought you'd never wake up. Hooah! I miss saying that word. the sobbing. Mainling looks like she's barely managing to hold back her tears. Looking around, Groza realizes the other members of the Elmo looks the same way. What happened? Leader, your frame functions went abnormal just now, and your neural cloud response was so aberrant, highly aberrant. So I had to forcibly cut the connection. Are you feeling alright? I just activated the repair pod. If you don't feel well, I can make some last minute adjustments for you. I'm okay. Are you really alright? You look kind of weak right now. You've been really tired lately. And then the commander. No, it's alright. Groza immediately feels how awkward the words sound as she says them. She looks at Meiling's face. The latter seems shocked. Yeah, I feel like something happened with Groza where I don't know if it's because of Darcher, because we saw Darcher with I assume that's like a burnt up or destroyed. I don't know about burnt up. Was there fire? Because I think there was fire. If there was fire, then a burnt up a Groza doll corpse thing. And then when, like, I don't know if something happened along the way, like when they tried to restore her body, that maybe it got like modified or hacked with her neural cloud thing, the data on it. Because she was acting so weird, right? Or is that like how they normally act whenever they get rebuilt like that? I'm not sure. But even earlier too, like we saw Groza spacing out sometimes, right? With her eyes. Like that one time. Yeah, I feel like something is happening where maybe there's some kind of like virus where maybe, yeah, it might be like a what is it called? Like those like the sleeper agents where maybe when the time is right something will activate within uh within Groza. I guess kind of like Star Wars, you know, like with the Order 66 thing. Where like suddenly I think that scene that we just saw right now with Groza stabbing the commander, I think at some point that will happen where she will attack the commander. I think that's some like foreshadowing there. Um uh I'm sorry. I'm a little, it's all my fault. If only I'd stop you in time. It's my fault for not protecting you, leader. It's okay. I'm okay now. Rosa pulls herself together and sits up. Beside her, Sextans looks just like how she did before Groza entered her neural cloud, except several of the thin cables connecting some parts of her seem even more scorched now. Did she make any funny moves when I was connected to her level 3? Nemesis shakes her head. Good. Groza rubs the access ports on the back of her head. Right after that, she realizes something. Oh yes, Mei-Ling. About the commander. How are the commander and the others doing now? I just received a call from the satellite city. A shopkeeper called Springfield said that she was lodging the commander for the time being and told us not to worry. Springfield. Miss Dandelion said they ran into a bit of trouble, but it was still manageable. I see. Well, if the commander trust says so, we should organize our findings for now. Groza carefully organizes her thoughts. As she goes through her memories, she describes what she encountered in Sexton's level 3 to Mei-Ling and the others. Naturally, she omits the dream she had. So that means her neural cloud was melted down during a fusion experiment? It seems this experiment was data protected, so I couldn't learn its name. I mean, I already knew what she had a big head, but I didn't expect her to actually think she could become a so-called god. Honestly, it's no surprise that she ended up that way. God, already fallen. Yeah, I think everyone could understand that. Finally, Nemi's lyrics aren't so obscure anymore. While Vepley still doesn't quite get them, it's a good start. In any case, I'm sure Sextans is hiding many more secrets. We'll guard this place in shifts until the commander comes back. We mustn't allow anything to happen to this frame. You should go get some rest and let Vepley handle the first shift. Vepley's good at being the opening act and becoming the focus of everyone's attention. Thank you. Mei-Ling, Give me an update on 404's latest position. We'll meet up with them ASAP. This way we won't have to split our attention between them and Sextons. Yep, I got the message from Lena. It has 404's most recent location. Mark it on our radar map. Full speed ahead. Roger. Yeah, that was a bit freaky, man. The dream part. Like, dang. It's just, you know, whenever you see like unnatural mechanics and stuff to games, like it can look pretty creepy. Like it looks like, you know, unnatural mechanics that is not a glitch. Like that was on purpose, man. The red text and the enlarged text, like, yeah, that felt so weird. Anyways, let's keep on going. Wait, goodbye, Commander? I'm kinda scared about the Commander now. First of all, the god who made you is dead. I'm kinda scared about the Commander now. I feel like Groza is gonna stab the Commander or something, man. Yeah, I feel like she might be like a sleeper agent. Yeah, sleeper agent. Or like something at some point will activate within her where she will be kind of like forced to attack the Commander against her will. The Elmo advances steadily with Mailing at the helm. Long period of staring at the unchanging scenery is starting to take its toll on her stamina. Mailing yawns and switches on the Elmo's cruise control. Things are going so well that I'm getting a little bored. Shh, don't jinx it. Look. Mailing hurriedly covers her mouth and looks around. There are no enemies or elids in sight, not even collapsed particle clouds that usually fill the sky. The only thing visible is the sand carried by the howling wind, crashing against the Elmo's windows. Still, it's quiet. Too quiet. Leader, don't you think something is wrong? Groza is standing by the Elmo's hatch, intently watching the unchanging scenery. Normally speaking, dolls do not get bored, and for Groza, she can easily deal with that by running simulations in her neural cloud. Yet, she is not doing so. Krolik is right. Things are too quiet. If nothing else, this lack of activity is abnormal, considering they're headed toward 404's position. Maintain Class 1 alert. Got it. The Elmo leaves 2 parallel tracks on the desert. After driving through an expanse of open terrain, they reach several sprawling sand dunes. Just then, Rosa realizes something. Stop. Mailing suddenly brakes and the Elmo grinds to a halt. The inertia from the sudden halt sends all manner of items flying to the ground, and the air fills with the sound of glasses breaking and metallic objects falling. Leader, what happened? There might be an ambush up ahead. Mailing, turn our sensors up to maximum power and begin scanning our surroundings for heat sources. Roger. Mailing does as Groza commands and maxes out the sensor output. I just realized, so if it's just based on like heat, right? The sensors. Like, I'm just wondering how that affects robots like the dolls here. So like if there's enemy dolls, like, can they sense that? Or because they're machines, like, they can't, unless the dolls are made in a way where they can give off like heat and stuff. But if it's like a normal robot, then I guess it will be just like, you know, cold as steel or whatever. However, before a single IR image can appear on the display, an IV appears from behind a sand dune. Oh my gosh, it is the monkey security. Keeney's back. Adjutant, we just arrived at the location of the radar contact. Is this the Elmo? Huh, the broker's intel was right. He really is here. So this is the MBV of that dude from just now, huh? Let's blow it sky high. Easy, Keeney. This MBV's owner is a tough nut to crack. Get everyone ready for combat. We need to face the upcoming battle in top condition. Roger. The IFV's hatch opens, and opens, and a head pokes out. Linton takes her off her helmet, and a shock of red hair spills out as she leans against the IFV's roof. All riding units, lock on to the targets and surround it. 12 IFVs emerge from behind the dunes, racing toward the Elmo's position. Rhinos 4, 6, and 12 circle around from behind the dunes, flank them and cut off their escape. Rhino 7, engage ECM and protect the flanking team's advance. All other Rhino units, raise your tow missiles, engage once the flanking raid team forces the MBV into your kill zone. Yes, ma'am. The IFVs quickly split up and race toward their designated positions. After giving her troops their orders, Linton folds her arms and stands on the roof of her vehicle, narrowing her eyes as she looks at the Elmo in the distance. Even if you have a few elite dolls, I doubt you'll be able to hold off a wolf pack attack delivering such a heavy firepower, right? The Elmo responds quickly and rapidly selects the ideal route for disengagement. While they do not drive into the kill box set up by their ambushers, the left side flankers move to cut off the Elmo's escape route. This forces the Elmo to change course to avoid the larboard convoy's attack. However, upon changing course, the IFV convoy on the other side that has been lying in wait comes into view. The Elmo's driver notices this and once again makes an emergency turn. Unfortunately, the ambushing IFVs are ready to launch their anti-tank missiles. Fire! Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The missile streaks out of their tubes, tracing a series of trajectories through the air before exploding around the Elmo. While the Elmo's vehicular force field has deflected those attacks, its shielding cannot withstand a sustained barrage of this level. If the Elmo takes a few more missiles like this, it will probably be dead in the sand soon enough. There's too many of them. Leader, what should we do? They've cut us off. Groza studies the densely packed contacts on the radar display. Due to, active jamming targeting the Elmo sensors, it can't display the precise location of each IFV, forcing them to determine the enemy's positions with their eyes. So that's a cool effect. So I never realized this, but it looks like, from the background, it looks like it's two layers. You got the, I don't know if I noticed this before or not, but you got the inside of the Elmo, and then also the outside too. I never knew they were like separate, because we just saw the Elmo shake only, but not the outside. I thought maybe there might be like connected. Calm down. Mainly, switch the Elmo to defense mode. We'll observe the enemy's movements. Okay. Nemesis, in position? Mainling does as Groza orders. As she works on the control terminal, the armored shutters slowly slide down over the Elmo's windows, turning it into a impenetrable steel fortress. However, the running gears, you see that? The shake? It was just the Elmo and not like the outside. That's cool. Are also affected by the armor protection, and the Elmo's speed visibly drops as a result. Nemesis has already climbed up to the roof landing pad and taken a position facing the enemy attack. She has already taken down several long-range missiles with accurate fire. Dang, that's badass, man. The ambush detachment fires their missiles again, and Nemesis shoots them down again. But there are too many for her to respond to, and 2 missiles manage to hit the Elmo. They fire a volley once again, and after Nemesis shoots most of them down, there is one left over which hits the Elmo. Then, as though they have already tested the Elmo's ability to withstand their attacks, the enemy does not continue the offensive. While the radar cannot accurately pinpoint their location, Groza can still use the terminal imaging from the external cameras to tell that several IFVs are slowly circling the Elmo from different directions. Although the Elmo can probably fight for a while with these IFVs, they have a mission to rescue HID E404. Wait, what? Wait, I just realized that's the Klukai, squad, right? Yeah, which means they have no time to waste on the opposition. Yeah, I just realized that now. That's the name, right? Hyde or HIDE 404. That's gonna be the next event story too. Oh wow. Well, that's gonna be interesting to see. So are all the main stories? Well, I guess maybe it's not a main story if they never reached them, right? I'm gonna guess that Groza and all the other main character story characters will not appear in the event story maybe, and that they'll be left to like deal it on their own. In addition, they still don't know the enemy's objective and whether they've gotten reinforcements in. Nemesis, see if you can help them from approaching. Yeah, does that mean that we'll see Lena, like, within the event story? I'm wondering about that. Nemesis nods and begins taking shots at the IFVs. Like drizzling rain, covering the tracks of the wayfarers. Not good. Her bullets can't penetrate the IFV's armor, and enemy doesn't seem to want to step out of their vehicles either. Say, you think they're trying to board the Elmo? That's definitely possible. As she gathers information, Groza is simulating ways to break these stalemates in her neural cloud. Since they've taken precautions against the Elmo sniper, it means they must be familiar with the Elmo's personnel deployment. At the very least, they know that they have the sniper Nemesis on board. Also, mobilizing all these IFVs indicates that they know how the Elmo can switch between offense and defense modes. An MBV like the Elmo is not a common sight in the yellow zones, but they seem more than familiar with them. Clearly, they've done their homework before coming here. At the very least, they've gathered plenty of information related to the Elmo. Could it be that the enemy leader is connected to the commander? Yeah, I feel like that's so. Because when when that girl like saw the commander, like she reacted in a certain way where she knows about us. So I do wonder about that. If that's the case, this might not be a situation she can resolve by herself. It can't be helped. Everyone, man your positions. I'm contacting the commander. Groza keys her ear mic and sends a transmission on the special channel reserved for emergency communications. The ringtone plays for several seconds before a voice answers. Groza, what's happening? So yeah, this is what we saw, right? Back in the Zucchero Cafe when we called, or we answered Groza's call. Commander, we're being followed by unknown enemies. The opposition is closing in on the Elmo at high speed. They've already launched a direct attack against us. After making the necessary response, I suspect that the opposition might be trying to board the Elmo. We may need your leadership and judgment for the upcoming battle. Unknown enemies, you say? What are their numbers and makeup? From what we can tell, the enemy are using 10 plus armored combat vehicles and at least 80 plus infantry. I just realized something, so assuming that the rest of the story here is going to be like where we save the Elmo and stuff, I guess we can still proceed with the 404 stuff, right? Like if I had to guess. So yeah, maybe we'll see them in the next event story. Armored vehicles. Could it be Mongi again? Have Mailing increase the Elmo's speed, keep your distance from the enemy armor, and tell me the Elmo's coordinates and surrounding conditions. The enemy has heavy weapons, so the Elmo is currently in defense mode. Defense mode, Also, the enemy has active electronic warfare equipment. We've lost partial radar functionality and cannot download real-time data on the surrounding terrain. That's fine. I know the terrain over there well. I just need exact coordinates. Groza sends the coordinates over, and the voice on the radio goes silent. After some thought, the commander issues precise orders. It is precisely these orders that have always put Groza at ease during emergencies. There's a pass 10 kilometers northwest of the Elmo with an abandoned town in it. If the enemy wants to board the Elmo, they want to shrink their perimeter. Once you're surrounded, there'll be no escape. Therefore, you must find terrain that will disrupt their plan to encircle you. That pass is a good place for it. In short, get the Elmo over there ASAP. Does this mean we'll be disabling the defense mode and breaking through their barricades? But if we do that, the Elmo might sustain severe damage. Letting them on board the Elmo will be more dangerous than that. Understood. Someone else seems to be talking on the other side. After a brief conversation, the commander speaks over the transmission again. Think of a way to get the Elmo there and use the pass to block the enemy's pursuit. I'm heading back to help you right now. Commander, are you rushing back? But if it's just you and Colfin, relax. We met some old friends along the way. They'll be returning to the Elmo with me. Are they ex-Griffin dolls? I'll draft up a combat plan based on the reinforcements you bring back. Groza realizes that she seems to be placing too much emphasis on that last point, so she quickly supplements her words. Fortunately, the commander doesn't seem to have noticed it. Yeah, I'll be bringing 5 extra dolls back. We'll be returning by helicopter. Understood. I'll keep the Elmo and everyone on it safe until you return. Thank you, Groza. The commander hangs up. Groza stands in the ops room, both hands on the main terminal and her mind deep in thought. Then, she raises her hand and stares at the IFVs approaching the Elmo. Mailing, deactivate the Elmo's defense mode. Eh? But the force field is going to collapse at any moment. The Elmo is going to take severe damage if we do that. I know, but these are the commander's orders. Change course now. Divert all power to engines and accelerate to maximum speed. Head northwest to a pass 10 kilometers from here. That's our objective. Once we arrive there, we'll dismount to destroy the path in our wake to slow the enemy pursuit while waiting for the commander to return with reinforcements. Will do. I'll give it a try. With the Elmo's defense mode deactivated, the sounds of machine gun fire, grenades, and cannon blasts wash over the Elmo. The opposition's furious bombardment fills the ops room with deafening alarms, but Groza is undeterred. Instead, she systematically works the control stick, her eyes focus on the destination the commander has assigned her. She has to get there. She has to ensure the Elmo and its crew are safe until the commander gets back. After that, when there are more people around to protect the commander, then this will probably be the final task she performs for him. Linton sits in her IFV, puffing furiously on her cigarette while she watches the MBV and its deployed shield through a pane of armored glass. Her forces have encircled the Elmo. The next step will be to close the net, then board it and seize control. There are many questions in her mind, and she's eager to have them answered. This is harder to handle than expected. What is the status on our missile storage? We have 24 more shots. That's enough. Have the Rhino cease fire for now. Use them all up when we launch our all-out assault. Adjutant, should we call our people back if we're trying to board that MBV? With all due respect, the people we have here are ordinary monkey security troopers. They're nowhere near as well as trained as us. Having them attempt boarding would be suicidal. While I really don't care about casualties if the mission fails. Have you blown up all the signal markers in the regions designated by the brass? They're all gone. Then that's perfect. Without the signal markers, nobody will be making calls to the outside of our AO. Sounds like a perfect mission completion to me. Also, we have drone surveillance for this mission. Even if someone wants to cut in, we'll have enough time to hunt them down later. Dang, man. Yeah, Linton is very very brutal. Plus, it's not like I'm actually going to let those rookies fight those crazy dolls in close combat. Our objective is just to make that vehicle's commander think we're going to board them. Have our people stand by and wait for further orders. Okay, that's interesting. Just have them think that they're going to board it. Kenny is clearly used to Linton's habits and doesn't probe further. The assaulting IFVs draw closer to the Elmo, while Linton keeps her eyes focused on the screen as though she's waiting for something. The charging rhinos are now 1 kilometer away from the enemy. Still no response? Linton anxiously studies the positions of her IFVs and the Elmo, leaving deep teeth prints on her cigarette. Adjutant, the enemy MBV is on the move. The MBV seems to have realized that they can't just keep taking a pounding like this. A moment later, the Elmo's drive systems reveal themselves as the defense mode's mode armor plating rises and retracts to storage. Although the mode switch takes less than a minute, it's enough for the Mongi security forces to launch a vicious attack. At last, Kenny, have the rhinos launch all the remaining missiles now. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Explosions rock the MBV as Linton's order is executed. Although the MBV's dolls do their best to intercept the incoming projectiles, the saturation missile strike overwhelms the MBV's shielding and scores direct hits on the superstructure. The unarmored parts of the deck are instantly potholed, and the high-strength carbonate windows begin to crack. By the time the dust clears, the MBV has barely managed to finish its mode change. Before the MBV before the Monkey Security Forces drags its pockmarked shell along and turns with unexpected speed, rushing toward an opening that the PMC forces couldn't seal off in time. Very decisive. There's nobody else who would make that choice. Rhino 4, have your forces concentrate fire on the MBV's undercarriage. Several autocannons roar as they blast away the Elmo's running gears. While each individual shell is not too devastating, the sustained damage barrage deals tremendous damage to the hulking MBV. However, the Elmo seems intent on breaking out of the encirclement. It ignores the attack from the MBVs around it, driving into the face of the shells, raining down on it toward some unknown destination. Behind it, the Monkey security forces are in hot pursuit. The multiple hits on the running gears by the autocannons cause load-bearing wheels to fall from their mountings. As a result, the Elmo shakes violently as it travels at high speed. However, the driver's technique means the MBV stabilizes itself as it limps out of the Monkey security blockade. Yes, carefully thought out and determined. Linton studies the direction where the Elmo is headed, and then at a topographical map of the region. After zooming out repeatedly, she sees an abandoned town to the northwest. The MBVs have broken out of the encirclement. They're picking up speed, and our IFVs can't catch up with them. That's fine. You think they can escape now that we know where they're headed? Where are they going anyway? Here. Linton points to the screen, indicating to the town with her cigarette, then pats Kenny on the shoulder. This is the only place that will let them escape our encirclement. I want to praise them for finding a way out so soon. Wait, isn't that? The coordinates of the town in question has an Omen unit icon on it. Have our ambush prepare for battle. Forces prepare for battle. Our guests are coming. Linton puts out her cigarette and takes hold of the cannon's hand station again, then orders the driver to prepare to move out. She can't even withstand an assault like this. He can't even withstand an assault like this. All he can do is flee miserably under the absolute superiority of his enemy's firepower, unable to protect the things he wants to defend. This is the price of abandoning everything and leaving the game. It's truly unsightly. As expected, she made the right choice back then. That thought runs through Linton's head as she watches the sand dunes vanish into the distance behind her. Everything is going as she planned, now that she has set up an ambush that so overwhelmingly favors her. How long will that man be able to continue struggling? Okay, interesting. Wait, is there a battle up ahead? A leader, we're almost at the pass. Everyone, get ready for battle. Mainly, how's the Elmo? The substructure's been badly damaged, and the engine severely overheated from all the high-speed travel just now. Our top speed now is only 15 miles an hour. Yeah, such a cool cutscene, man. It's so different. Like the zoom in and stuff. Like it feels more like normal and natural for a cutscene than like what we got back then, where it was just like mostly zoomed out and stuff. Got it. Keep the ammo on the move. Don't stop for anything. All points load up on explosives. We need to jam up the mouth of the pass to shake off the enemy's pursuit. The road behind the ammo is the only thing wide enough to accommodate it. I saw a couple of unstable-looking buildings on the other side of it. We're going to plant charges on their load-bearing columns. Leader, enemies in black are surrounding us. Did they see through us? Change of plan. Eliminate the enemies near the Elmo. Krolik, try to figure out the numbers and positions of the enemies. Remember, don't let them tie you up. Okay. Nemesis, I'll send a topographical map of this area to you. Get to high ground and fire at will. Thunder, rumbling in all directions. Vepley. Vepley, you're in charge of distracting the enemy forces on the ground. Give Krolik and Nemesis a chance to break their formation. No problem. Vepley's the best at drawing everyone's attention. What about you, leader? I'll plant the charges and keep the enemy from catching up to us. Mei-Ling, tell the commander that the enemy's caught up to us and to beware of the enemy attack on the way back. But I haven't been able to get through since just now. Keep trying to contact the commander until you get through. Okay, I'll keep up the hill with the hails. Right, that's our plan then. Everyone, let's go. It's so cool, man, the cutscenes. Yeah, so much improvement there. I love it. Anyway, guys, I'll go ahead and just end it here. Next time we'll do this battle, but yeah, that'll be it for now. That's game.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good